How's it going, people? Salmon Slap here, and a bit of a weird one. We've decided to go with a nice little construction guide, and this one will be kind of the cheap way to do it. It's not the cheapest, but it is definitely one of the most viable and cheapest of the lot, and it's pretty easy to do. So first things first, what you'll need altogether, straight from level 1. From level 1 to get to level 19, you'll need to make 69 crude wooden chairs, which is 138 planks and 138 nails. These can be made in the very first room you make when you actually start construction. I think it's called the parlour. So once you've dinged level 19, then you can go and make 91 oak chairs, which will be 182 oak planks, and that'll net you level 31. And that can also be done in exactly the same room. For the next one, you'll need to make yourself a dining room, I'm pretty sure, to use it. And it'll cost you, well, you'll need to make 3005 carved oak tables. And to make all of those, you'll actually need 18,030 oak planks. And I'm pretty sure you can do it right by here, where people normally make their mahogany tables and don't. But that'll net you level 74. So once you've dinged 74, you can now make oak dungeon doors. And to go from 74 to 99, you'll need to make nearly 20,000 oak dungeon doors, 19,897 of them to be exact. And you'll need 198,970 oak planks. And you can make all these oak dungeon doors right by here. It's another room, you can just make it downstairs. But now the part where everyone's probably interested in is how much exactly will it cost you to do this relatively cheap guide. So to actually go from 1 to 99 doing this, it'll end up costing you, well, you'll need yourself 138 normal planks and nails, but you'll also need 217,182 oak planks. So if you was to cut all your oak logs yourself and then turn them in at the sawmill to actually turn them all into planks, it'll cost you 54 mil 295,500 coins. So near enough 55 mil. Which, to be honest, to gain a skill from level 1 to 99 is quite cheap. Especially a paid skill. Now, if you was to buy all the logs yourself, at the moment, logs being about 70 GP each, that price would bump up to about 69.5 mil. So, I bet now you're wondering, does that include butler costs or whatnot? Actually, those don't include any butler costs. But I have managed to work out a rough estimate of how much their butlers will cost you while doing it. As soon as you hit level 50, you should hire a demon butler. And that's when you're making the oak carved tables, which is 6 planks per. So for each imagery you'd want 24 planks, and your butler go to the bank and go get it for you. And over the period of leveling from level 50 to 74, without completing Love Story, which if you didn't know, it actually makes it cheaper for butlers, it'll cost you roughly 1.1 mil extra in butler fees. If you've completed Love Story, that'll turn down to about 900k. Now, at 74, I'd highly recommend switching to a normal butler if you're going to be making oak dungeon doors, as the normal butler actually holds 20 planks, and that's all you need each time. And it works out a lot cheaper than using the demon butler for this. So from 74 to 99, which is a big long ass haul, without actually completing Love Story, it'll cost you roughly 8 mil in butler fees. And from 74 to 99, after completing Love Story, it'll probably cost you about 6 mil. So, altogether, if you were to cut all your logs yourself, I'll put all these prices up on the screen now so you can see it and you can work out whatever you want while you're working this out. But it'll cost you roughly 54.5 mil if you cut all the logs yourself and turn them into go to the sawmill, turn them into planks there. If you was to buy the logs at 70 each and go to the sawmill and turn them into planks, it'll cost you about 69.5 mil. And then to top it off, on top of that you need to add either 1.1 mil plus 9 mil, well, plus 8 mil on top of it for your butler costs. And if you've done love story, then you can add 900k and 6 mil on top, as they'll be your butler costs. So all in all, at the very cheapest, if you've completed love story, and you've also cut all the logs yourself, and you've gone to the sawmill to do it yourself, it should cost you roughly 62 mil to go from level 1 to 99 in construction. At the most expensive, that would actually be buying the planks, and I'm not even going to work it out because I would never fucking recommend doing that. Because pretty much you may as well double the cost of whatever the planks were. So, for example, 55 mil if you was to cut them yourself, well, you may as well double that price because that's how much the planks will cost you. So instead of being, I don't know, what was it, 62 mil at the cheapest, that would bump up to about 120 mil. So yeah, it's quite a massive difference of simply buying planks and actually making them yourselves. Now for this, I wouldn't actually recommend going all out and just going straight from 1 to 99 construction, as you're liable to commit suicide. What I would recommend though is going straight from level 1 up to 74, and just going 75, as that'll allow you to make yourself a gilded altar, which is very handy, especially if you ever decide to level up your prayer quickly, as it's actually really nice to use. Plus, once you've got that, you can then make portals, which actually makes your house kind of useful. And at the same time, you can then make these lecterns, which will allow you to make teletabs. And an additional benefit, if you complete Love Story, you can make these teletabs, and then you can turn them into even more teletabs. On top of that, at 75, you do gain some storage, so you can keep some of your crap out of your bank and put it straight into here. So hopefully this was kind of informative and gave you a rough idea of what it's like. I can't really give you a time of how long it'll take, because I've split mine up over quite a long period of time, but it will probably take you quite a while. So all in all, I hope this helped and gave you a nice little formative idea of what you actually need to get 99 construction, how much it'll end up costing you, and whether or not you actually think it's worth it. I'd highly recommend getting at least 75 construction, as you need it for quests and stuff anyway. But other than that, yeah. So this has been a cheap guide of dinging up construction, and that's about it. So until then, I will catch you later.